so much for the likes. Thank you for the likes. So I want to talk about fertility and fibroids today. A really important topic because a lot of women that have fibroids, there's a lot of things about fertility that there's a lot of lies that we've been told, and there's a lot of things about fertility you want to know in regards to fibroids. I know that when I was dealing with fibroids, that was one thing that I was fearful of, fertility health, because you're told a lot of things when you have fibroids, about your fertility. Some of the things are true, some of them are not. So I really want to talk about, I want to dispel the myths and also tell you what you need to be worried about when it comes to fertility, what you need to consider if you have fibroids about fertility. A lot of women that have fibroids, they want to eventually have children, whether it's now, whether it's later. Some women don't find out that some women find out during their pregnancy that they actually have fibroids, due to the ultrasounds and things, and it can be very scary. So we're going to talk about that today. Really important topic, because when it comes to fibroids can impact fertility, right? It can impact, a lot of women are having issues, and it also can interfere with just the growth of the baby. It could interfere. So we're going to talk about that today. Thank you so much for the likes. Thank you. We'd love to know where you guys are watching from, if you don't mind. Hi, welcome YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, please make sure that you click the like button, subscribe. All right, if you're watching from TikTok, tap on that screen, like the video so we can get more women in here, okay? If you have fibroids, put a 1 in the chat. Okay, so I know I'm talking to the right crowd, okay? But anyway, welcome. For those that are new, hi and welcome. My name is Sasha. I'm a holistic womb specialist. What I do is I help women who have fibroids, fertility issues. I help women who also have endometriosis, PCOS, ovarian cysts, and other womb-related issues. I help them get to the root cause of the problem in order to get rid of the problem, in order to dissolve their fibroids and dissolve their cysts and restore their hormonal balance, right? In order to actually increase their fertility health. And I've been able to help many women get pregnant naturally, women that's had issues with fertility in the past. And I love what I do. There's one of my latest clients, hello, welcome, welcome YouTube. One of my latest clients is pregnant right now, and I'm so excited for her. Had another client have a baby earlier this year, and these are women that had issues with fertility before. So let's talk about Atlanta, Georgia. Welcome. Okay, put in the chat where you guys are watching from. We'd love to know. Put a 1 in the chat if you have fibroids. Okay, first time from Barbados. Welcome. Happy that you're here. First time here. Hey, welcome, ladies. Happy that you guys are doing great. Hi, YouTube. Welcome. We're talking about fertility and fibroids. Okay. Really important topic. But let's talk about it. England. Welcome. Detroit. Botswana. Is that in South Africa? I've seen that before. I'm wondering, is that in South Africa? Okay. Awesome. Is it London, England? I was in England not too long ago. So welcome. Okay, so let's talk about fertility and fibroids. I think that's a really important topic. Hold on, let me get rid of some people on YouTube. Okay, live. Welcome, YouTube. Be sure to click the like button, the thumbs up button. Africa. Okay. What part? Love you're always going. Thank you. I love that. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, natural black girl. Leicester, East Midlands. Okay. Welcome. I know that's somewhere in England. I was just there in London not too long ago. All right, so let's get to it. Let's talk about fertility and fibroids. What nobody really talks about, what no one is telling you, okay? And let me know, is anybody here in the process of has fibroids? Maybe they're fearing for their fertility, or you have fibroids and you've been told that, for example, it may be difficult for you to conceive, or maybe you're pregnant with fibroids. If that's you, definitely let me know in the chat. Okay, we're gonna talk about how fibroids impact fertility, and why and how medical approaches to fertility. Okay, thank you for your transparency. Why medical approaches to fertility and fibroids miss the mark. Okay, and I want you guys to know this, so that before you make any life-altering decisions or anything like that, let's talk about it. Okay, we're gonna talk about it. Because a lot of times, was pregnant with fibroids. Okay, thank you for, hold on, let me prove that comment. Thank you for sharing. So we're gonna talk about the hidden connection, okay? So fibroids a lot of times does interfere. Hey, Tosha. Fibroids a lot of times does interfere with fertility. Not all the time, okay? But it does. And here's the thing. This is what they don't tell you a lot of times, that fibroids, a lot of women do, yes, a lot of women have children with fibroids, right? A lot of women are able to have children with fibroids. However, they don't tell you the amount of women that have issues having children with fibroids, have had miscarriages due to fibroids, reoccurring miscarriages. They don't talk about that part, right? We just hear the success stories, which is great, but we don't hear the other side of it. Was pregnant with fibroids. I got pregnant while on a fibroid shrinking medication 8 years ago. Morocco, welcome. Okay, so fibroids, what they can do, depending on the location, of course, depending on the amount of fibroids, they can distort the uterus. They can block fertility, they can block your fallopian tubes. Okay, they can also prevent implantation, depending on their location, depending on where they are. This is why it becomes a problem with some women to get pregnant, right? They could also, remember, if you have fibroids, you have a hormonal imbalance. Remember that, ladies, and you have what is called estrogen dominance. There's a series of hormones that are out of balance, and that when you have fibroids, your body is in a stressful state. It's not in a healthy state, because fibroids is a full body issue. There has to be a lot of things going on with the body if you have fibroids. For example, hormones being out of balance, right? Lots of inflammation in the body, lots of toxins in the body, right? Your body is predominantly, a lot of times with women that have fibroids, in fight or flight mode, in survival mode, right? Your elimination organs are not dispelling waste the way they're supposed to, right? So it's really important for you to understand that when you have fibroids, right? It's not just, a lot of women just look at the tumors, they just look at the fibroids, and they're not looking at the bigger picture. They're not looking at all of what's going on in the body, okay? So that's why when we think about pregnancy, we want to this is what a lot of doctors are not going to tell you, right? This is what doctors kind of just put, if women are wanting to get pregnant, they're kind of encouraging women just to get pregnant in any state. They don't like really push the fact that you want to be at your optimum level of health when you're carrying life, okay? Like, you want a healthy gut, you want healthy organs, you want to be at your optimum level of health, because we're passing this stuff along to the baby, right? This is what we don't hear, all right? So it's important that when we're and have fibroids, we're not at our optimum level of health. And that's why you see more times than ever, and I did a video on this, like young girls are having puberty a lot earlier. They're having, their menstrual cycles a lot earlier, because guess what? These toxins, right? That's not healthy. That's estrogen dominance. That's being present in the body at a young age, okay? I have low progesterone. What can I do to help trying to conceive? Okay, so definitely listen to this video. You're in the right place. You're in the right place. You're in the right place. So, okay. For those ladies that talk about pregnancy, just listen, okay? Listen, because what I'm gonna tell you is not what your doctor's gonna tell you. You're gonna learn a lot from this live, okay? So just stay tuned. I know some people just want to rush and get an answer. No, we don't do that here, okay? We're all about transformation and getting to the root cause of the problem. You have to understand the whole process, okay? Greetings. Thank you, Katrina. Thank you. I appreciate that. So it's important that you understand that when you have fibroids, it's deeper than just the fibroid. It's a full body issue, right? And so us getting pregnant with fibroids is not, how can I say this? Doctors will make it seem like it's fine. But if you really think of it, right, and if you really look at the whole picture, it's not feasible, right? And when I say that, I mean, it's not smart to get pregnant having these fibroids. Because number one, what's going on in the body when we have fibroids? The body's not in a healthy state. So when we have fibroids and our body's not in a healthy state, and then we get pregnant, putting our body under more stress, that just causes a lot of issues, right? And then let's think about it like this. When you're pregnant, your hormone levels are higher, right? And that's going to trigger the fibroid to more than likely grow and multiply. A lot of women start out with smaller fibroids, and then towards the end of their pregnancy, their fibroids are larger, or they've multiplied. And that can cause the issue, that can, interfere with the growth of the baby, right? So it's not really feasible to be pregnant with fibroids. I know that some people, they don't find out that they're pregnant until they don't find out that they have fibroids until they're pregnant. That's a different situation. But if you are, right now, I'm going to talk to women that are pregnant later, but right now I'm talking to women that are trying to get pregnant with fibroids. What you want to do is you want to focus that energy on restoring your hormonal balance, getting your body healthy, and shrinking and dissolving your fibroids naturally, getting to the root cause of your fibroid. I promise you, it's not only would it be a lot easier to get pregnant, Number one, your body will be much in a healthier state, right? Your pregnancy will be much more enjoyable. And I've worked with women that are pregnant with fibroids, postpartum with fibroids, wanting to get pregnant with fibroids, all of it, right? Your body will be in a much more healthier state. It'll be easier to get pregnant, and also be a much more pleasant experience. Because when we have all these toxins, when we have these hormonal imbalances, and we're getting pregnant, and this is why women have horrible pregnancies that, they have from gestational diabetes to preeclampsia. None of that stuff is normal. That's been considered normal. Oh, you can't help that. Nothing you can do to help that. That's not true. That's not true. As somebody, again, that's if you're looking at it from a holistic standpoint. Now, the doctors will tell you there's nothing you can do to help it, right? It is what it is. But if you're looking at the body from a holistic standpoint, yes, you can. We want our bodies to be in the optimum level of health before we bring forth life. You want your body, you want that womb to be, the babies to have a safe space to land. How can the baby have a safe space to grow and cultivate if we're dealing with a whole bunch of fibroids? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. I'm talking about babies are, definitely having to fight fibroids in the womb, and it's too much. It's too much. Being crowded due to fibroids, can't even, it's too much. We don't think about that because a lot of women they just want to get pregnant. They don't care what's going on they don't care about nothing else. They just want to get pregnant. Listen, it's deeper than that, right? We're trying to have healthy children. We're trying to be healthy, have healthy children. We're trying to pass along healthy genes. How can we do that when we're full of fibroids, hormonal imbalances, filled with toxins? How can we do that? So I challenge you today, instead of focusing so much on the getting pregnant when you have fibroids, focus on getting your body healthy, right? Getting your body out of the state of stress, balancing your hormones. Okay, that's gonna serve you and your future baby so much more. I'm telling you this right now. And let me talk about the age thing, because a lot of times women are thinking that, again, when they're in their 30s, their 40s, they don't have a lot of time. And let me tell you something, that's not true. That's not true. You've been lied to when it comes to fertility. And because the fertility industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry, we're taught that you only have a certain amount of time. You only have a certain amount of window. Your fertility window is very short, so you need to get pregnant quickly. Even some women, right, that have fibroids, they will tell you, hey, you need to have surgery and then try to have a baby like this. And they don't care if the woman is married or not. They're like, or you may not ever be able to have a baby, and let me know if you've been told that. Let me know if you've been told that, which is so crazy that doctors are really saying this, but they're really saying this, right, in 2025. It's not about your age. When it comes to fertility, you're not struggling with fertility because of your age. You're struggling with fertility more than likely because of the toxic overload in your body, right? Because of the accumulation of hormonal imbalances, because of toxins in the body, right? Especially if you already have a reproductive health issue. And some women don't have fibroids, ovarian cysts, and they're struggling to get pregnant. More than likely, it's a hormonal issue. And unfortunately, we're not taught to worry about our hormones until we struggle with getting pregnant, which is crazy. A lot of women don't worry about their progesterone, their estrogen levels, their hormones in general until they're not able to get pregnant. That doesn't make any sense, because as a woman, we're very hormonal. So you should always, whether you want to have children or not, you should always follow the ebbs and flows of your hormones. You should always be making sure that your hormones are balanced, because without a balanced hormones, you're not healthy. But your hormonal balance affects even your brain activity, every bodily functions, your menstrual cycles, your fertility, literally everything. Your metabolism, everything. Your metabolism, your state of happiness, right? Your femininity, it affects everything. You're not going to feel as yourself. You're not going to feel good when your hormones are out of balance, right? On a daily basis. Okay, and some people don't know the difference because they're not used. Their hormones have been out of balance for so long that they don't know the difference until they get to something called perimenopause, right? Something that only affects women that are dealing with, again, hormonal toxicity in the body, because it doesn't affect healthy, hormonally balanced women. I'm sorry, it's not an age thing. It's accumulation of hormonal imbalances, okay? And that makes the body less fertile. That makes it more risky to when you're dealing with hormonal imbalances. It is more risky to get pregnant in that situation. But a lot of women are not thinking about that because, again, we're not taught to think about that. We're not taught to think about, our hormonal balance. We're not taught to think about, because when it comes to Western medicine, there's vital pieces when it comes to women's health that they're missing. Why do you think almost every woman you see has either fertility issues or fibroids or endometriosis or heavy menstrual bleeding or ovarian cysts or PCOS or they're in perimenopause? Like almost like after the age of 25 is just, you know, onwards, everybody's suffering. Why? There's a missing piece. Doctors have, like I said, they have failed women when it comes to women's health. When it comes to women's reproductive health, hormonal health, they've failed women. I'm sorry, I know some of you guys trust your doctors, right? Some of you guys, and I did a video not too long ago about, you know, women, especially Black women, having all this trust in Black female doctors. And I'm like, they're working for the same corporation. They're working under the same system as other doctors. What are you talking about? Like, get a clue. They're gonna offer the same things that your white doctor is gonna offer as alternatives. The same thing your Black doctor is gonna offer. So I don't know what this whole, I got a Black female doctor and I'm in good hands. No, you're not, honey. No, you're not. They're still working under they're still working for a system that is wanting to keep you sick. That is more about profit than people. They don't care much about people. They want to keep people in this system of being sick so they can profit, okay? Where and who do we go to have your hormones checked? So when it comes to hormonal health, let me just say this, and I'm going to answer your question real quick, Azu. Thank you for your question as well. Thank you, Janice, for your question. When it comes to your hormonal balance, right, the endocrinologists, your doctors, there's only, for example, there's only so much, right? Their hormone testing these days are very, very limited. They're not looking at the full picture. They're very outdated. And this is why women will have fibroids, endometriosis, their hair's falling out, and they were like, oh, your hormones are fine. They will look you in the eye and tell you your hormones are fine. That's BS. Follow the ebbs and flows of what your body is telling you. So what is your body telling you? What are your symptoms? And know too, what's normal, what's not normal. A lot of times your menstrual cycles, right? Your symptoms are telling you about your hormones, right? And don't focus on just one hormone. Like somebody asked about progesterone. Stop focusing on one hormone, because before you can even get to progesterone, right, that means that the cortisol and insulin are off before we can even get to the sex hormones. A lot of times we're looking for quick fixes. You have to restore the balance of your body, your hormonal balance as a whole. You can't just look at one hormone. They all affect each other. You can't just look at one and I'm just focused on this one. No, if the progesterone and estrogen, if your sex hormones are out of balance, your hormones are out of balance, right? You have to first start with those foundational hormones, right? You have to, it's about, when we talk balance our hormones, we stop looking for a quick fix and then you go back, your hormones are out of balance by next month, again, next month, next week. No, look for healing. I want us to get out of this whole quick fix mentality and look for healing. So listen, so doctors have trained women as a whole to not trust their bodies. That's why you guys always go to the doctor for everything, every little thing, right? Not saying you shouldn't, but when it comes to reproductive health, they got nothing for you, especially women that have fibroids. They got nothing, like fertility issues. I'm sorry, okay? All they have for you when it comes to fibroids is medications, birth control, and surgeries. That's all they got for you. So I don't know why we keep going back, but that's neither here nor there. When you have fertility issues, they're gonna tell you what, these treatments, these fertility treatments, and we're gonna talk about that too, because a lot of people are wasting lots of money on fertility treatments, right? And it's not working for them because of the fibroids, because of you know, these reproductive health issues. So instead of doctors telling you, hey, get your body healthy, and your body would be naturally fertile, right? Because your body, you as a woman, well, you know, men as well, but as we are made, designed, literally to give life, right? To have children, whatever. I'm not saying you have to, you don't have to. Our bodies were designed to do a certain thing. So if your body is not being able to do that certain thing, there's an issue. There's an underlying issue, okay? And you, instead of you looking to put a Band-Aid on your issue and, you know, put all these drugs in your body, these hormones in your body, and, you know, with all these fertility treatments, egg freeze and all this crap they got on the market, that's actually to your own detriment, but that's a whole other conversation. A lot of women are sick because of, you know, how many women come to me because fertility treatments, they shut down their kidneys due to fertility treatments. They're literally like infusing your body with synthetic hormones. Like, why are you allowing this to happen? The fertility industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry. What are y'all doing? Your body does this naturally. Get in a state of where your body can do this naturally. It doesn't mean you're broken. It means that our body doesn't feel safe enough to get pregnant. Address that before you spend thousands of dollars on IVF and IUI or whatever. Okay, I spent a whole lot. Yeah, a lot of women have, because they lie. They tell these lies. The fertility clinic, a multi-billion-dollar business, is a multi-billion, not even million, multi-billion-dollar industry in this country. The fertility industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry in this country. Okay, they literally thrive off women and their insecurities, women and fear, right? This is why they tell you, oh, after 35, which is not true. It's not about your age. It's about your hormonal balance. It's about the health of your body. It's about your biological age. It's not about your chronological age. Your chronological age is just how many years you've been on this damn earth. It's about the health of your body. You can have two 35-year-olds and they're completely different health. One can have babies like this if they wanted to, if they choose to. Another one is having trouble because of hormones out of balance, right? They're dealing with lots of stress. The cortisol is too high. The body doesn't feel safe enough to get pregnant. So instead of you actually, like I said, trying to put a Band-Aid on these bigger issues in your body, no, get to the root cause. That's the problem. And that's where Western medicine fails. They don't get to the root of the issue. That's where the fertility industry, that's where they fail. They don't get to the root of the issue. Yes, a healthy woman is a must. Yes, absolutely. You want your body to be healthy, right? You want your body to be healthy. So women that have fibroids, right, and you are wanting to have a baby, get your body healthy. So those fibroids can shrink and dissolve. Get it to so you have these, there's women that have these large fibroids or multiple fibroids that are trying actively to get pregnant. And to me, it's crazy. It's like, what? Or endometriosis, or why? Your body is literally in a stressful, in a toxic state. So instead of taking that energy, trying to get pregnant, take about 3 to 6 months, depending on where you're at, and get your body as healthy as possible, right? So that the endometriosis, the cysts, the fibroids can shrink and shrivel up. Because those things can't exist in a healthy body. They can't. Okay. So it's important. It's important that you have to be, like I said, unfortunately, the medical industry does not care about you. They care about and I'm not saying that doctors and things like that should not get paid. They should get paid. However, the problem is when they put profit over people. Okay. When they want to kind of keep you in a sick state. Right. Okay. So it's important. So that's important. Somebody asked about infusions, iron infusions. No, they're not healthy. This is why a lot of women get iron infusions. They feel off. They feel sick. No, that's not the iron that your body recognizes. This is why your iron only goes up for a little bit and then it goes back down. No, you can do that naturally. That's what it should be. Okay. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. What do you recommend for detox? I recommend getting your body to the point where it's detoxing every single day, and stop looking for, again, that's the quick fix, trying to look for one detox. What happens when you get off the detox, right? What happens when you get off the detox? So shift your mind from, I'm just looking for something quick. I know that, again, we live in a culture where people want microwave healing. If you're looking for that, you're wrong place. This is why my clients get such amazing results from getting pregnant after years of infertility, to being able to dissolve multiple fibroids while working with me. Because here's the thing, we get to the root of the issue. They don't grow back their fibroids, right? We get to the root. Okay. We don't just sit there and, just look for quick fixes all day. It doesn't make any sense. All right. So, it's important. Live visibility. Okay. Somebody must have reported it live. Okay. Anyway, it's restricted for whatever. Anyway, my iron has increased due to, okay, great. Y'all, how do we do things before big pharma? Like, hello, exactly. Very important. If your iron is low, get your body to the point where it can absorb iron. That means that we have an absorption issue. That means that we have a gut issue. That's number one. So get your body to the point where you can absorb iron. Okay. So IVF, all of this IUI, these fertility treatments, they're not going to even though I'm 100% against them, because like I said, they're fusing your body with these synthetic hormones, right? Making you sicker, making it so you already have an issue with getting pregnant, right? which again means the body's not in a healthy state. So they're throwing your body into a more unhealthy state. It doesn't make any sense. So these fertility treatments, a lot of times for women that have fibroids, for women that have these issues, they're not working that much, right? Or they're taking several rounds, right? Because if your womb is blocked, if your womb has these tumors, right, that's going to be difficult for you, even if you're using the fertility treatments, right? So it's important, get your womb in a healthy state so you can naturally get pregnant, naturally. And even if you don't want to get pregnant, remember, fertility equals health. A lot of people don't know that. So if you're not fertile, if you 30s, 40s, 50s, and you're having issues with fertility, your body's not in a healthy state, right? For some women, this can be as little as working on their stress levels. And for some women, they have to, like I said, it means like they have to like balance their hormones and really go in there and do the work and change their lifestyle, right? Not look for quick fixes, not look for a real quick detox. No, change your lifestyle. Change your lifestyle. IVF has a major side effects. They do. That's what they're not going to tell you. They're not going to tell you. And we throw our body into all this unhealthy, toxic crap to get pregnant. What do we think those toxins are being packed? Like, you really think they're not being passed to your baby? Look at the health of children right now. Look at the health of children right now. Take a look at it. Okay? It worse and worse and worse and worse as time goes on, because people are not understanding that you're passing on your bad health to your children. You know your children inherit your gut health. Come on now. So doctors are not telling you get your body in a healthy state before having these children, right? Men too, but I really want to talk about women. You're designed to really, carry life, bring forth life, and you're over here playing around, right? Infusing your body with toxins and fake hormones. Come on now. You got to do better. You have to do better. It's really sad, right? Are we this brainwashed? Are we this brainwashed? So if you're having fertility issues, you want to prepare your womb, to prepare your body to be received. A lot of women are in more so their masculine energy, trying hard, overwhelmed, stressed out, right? And they haven't, like I said, they haven't worked on their stress levels. Again, their lives are chaotic. And that's going to mirror what's going on in your body as well, right? So a lot of women are dealing with that. Fertility is not just about ovulation, right? And that's important, but you want your body to feel safe, right? You want your body to feel like it's capable of sustaining life. So if you have this chaotic, stressful, life that you hate, and I always tell women, cultivate a beautiful life for yourself. Everybody as an adult can do that, right? And that starts with your health, because if your health and your hormones are out of balance, you can forget it, because that just mirrors what's going on the inside will mirror the outside. So this is why women that have, issues with their uterus, their womb, from fibroids to endo or adenomyosis, these reproductive health issues, you see their lives. That's going to mirror back in their lives. That's going to be overwhelm, unhappiness, stress, blocked creativity, wounded feminine energy. There's going to be a disconnect, right, from your intuition. You're not, like I said, if your hormones are out of balance, you as a woman are out of balance. You're out of balance. That energy, that what's going on the inside reflects on the outside. Okay, so it's important that you, like I said, you want to get to the root of the issue and stop, like I said, putting bandages on what's really going on. That's at your own detriment. You will suffer. This is why women are freaking suffering for their lives and something called perimenopause that, like I said, is literally just hormonal imbalance and toxic overload. But they want to make it an age thing. It's not an age thing, because women are experiencing this even in their 20s right now, nowadays. No, it's not an age thing. It's a hormonal imbalance thing, okay? So they can't continue if you have fibroids. Yeah, it doesn't make it. Your womb must be healthy for it to work. And here's the thing. If your womb is healthy, you'll be able to have a baby naturally. And people will even at 40, yes, all through your 40s. As somebody, like I said, I have a client that just had a baby earlier this year. She was infertile before she started working with me in my Detoxify Your Womb program. She was infertile for about 2 to 3 years. She tried fertility treatments that shut down her kidneys. She tried everything to get pregnant. And it wasn't, the ovulation strips, this and that, nothing was working. Nothing was working. She tried every medical thing you could think about, she tried it all. Everything the doctor suggested, she tried it all. And it was not working. Until she started working with me, we got to the root of the issue. It's important. Like, if you get to the root of the issue, we rebalance her hormones. We dissolve her fibroids naturally. She worked with me for 6 months in my Detoxify Your Womb program. We dissolve her fibroids naturally. We dissolve the uterine scarring that she had due to previous fibroid surgeries. She had previous surgeries. Again, I told you guys yesterday in my live that stuff causes uterine scarring. We balanced her hormones. We got her body healthy, right? Because they were talking about perimenopause, and she was 39, and her AMH levels were low. We got her AMH levels up, and she a few months after working with me, she was able to get pregnant naturally, okay? And she just had her baby, beautiful baby boy, earlier this year. So listen, when you give your body what it needs, it does what it's designed to do. But like I said, when you're going against your body will go against you. And it's not your body's fault, it's your fault. Your body's not ever working against you. You're working against you. You're working against your body, okay? So my name is Sasha. I haven't had people about people calling me girl and sis and things like that. But it's Sasha, do you have a coaching class for us to growing young ladies? I'm not sure how old you are, but I do have programs where I work with women to, get rid of their fibroids, to get pregnant naturally, to restore their hormonal balance, to get rid of cysts, or other reproductive health issues. I have my Detoxify Your Womb program. If you want more information about that, the link is in my description box. And I also have, as a matter of fact, we have a 2-month intensive that we're opening up in my Detoxify Your Womb program June 1st, and we're taking clients for that now. So if you want more information on that, for anybody that's interested, the link is in my bio. If you're watching from TikTok, if you're watching from YouTube, the link is in my description box, okay? It's called the 2-month intensive inside of my Detoxify Your Womb program. And you work with me powerfully for 2 months, getting to the root cause of your issues, getting to the root cause of fibroids, of endometriosis, of fertility issues, and you healing those things, getting rid of fibroids, getting rid of cysts, and getting your body in a state where you can conceive with ease. Okay, restoring your hormonal balance and getting rid of all your symptoms, your hormonal, imbalances, and also to your menstrual issues. Because a lot of women that have these issues also have issues with their menstrual, right? And your period is your body's 5th vital sign. So there's an issue with your period. There's an issue, like I said, with your hormones, right? So a lot of us don't look at it like that. So cramps and all these things that you guys are going through are not normal. I did a video yesterday where somebody was selling this huge pad, and girls in the comments were saying, "Oh, I need that," because of their heavy, extreme heavy bleeding. I was saying that's not normal. Why do we accept instead of focusing our energy on buying these huge pads that are like $30 to $40 each, like this, because this lady was made these huge reusable pads, why not focus that energy on actually getting rid of the heavy bleeding? It doesn't make any sense. A lot of us have accepted suffering as our calling. A lot of us have accepted suffering, whether it's with our periods, with fibroids, with the fertility issues, and we, instead of taking that energy to do the work to get to the root cause of the problem, ask yourself, why is this happening, right? It's not because you're unlucky. It's not because your age. It's because of the health of your body, something that you can control, okay? So you're 26 years young, and I'm currently in transition and definitely becoming voluptuous. Okay, so I'm not sure if you're dealing with fibroids or any reproductive health issues, but I've worked with women in their 20s too, because they're having the same issues. A lot of women in their 20s having the same issues as women in their 40s. So that's why I'm confused as to why a lot of people think it's just an age thing. It's not. I work with women in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, right? This is an issue. There's women in their 70s that have fibroids, literally. So stop looking at it as much as an age thing, and look at it as a health thing. That's to everybody, okay? You definitely suffer. Okay, so if you're interested in working with me, feel free to send me an email. My email is in the link in the description box. Okay, because like I said, it's better to. And I started my healing. I talked about my healing journey. What was it? On one of the emails that I sent recently. Again, I was going through the fibroids and things like that in my 20s. A lot of women, like I said, it seems like a lot of women go through these issues in their 30s, because 30s tend to be when women are wanting to have children and wanting to, are getting married, having children. So they tend to go through these things in their 30s. And this is when they try to get their bodies healthy. We shouldn't wait that long, because a lot of times in your 20s, your body is showing you signs. But the earlier you actually do the work, the better. The earlier, the better. So don't wait until you get to your 40s and your body's like, it's had enough, right? Do it now, okay? You want to stop focusing on supplements and focus on getting to the root cause of your PCOS. PCOS can be healed naturally, okay? We don't do quick fixes. Trying to look for a quick fix here. You get to the root cause of what's going on with your body, okay? I'm not a fan of supplements. Herbs are better, however, get to the root cause. Focus that energy on changing your entire lifestyle, working on your endocrine system to get your hormones in balance, because PCOS can be... I've literally helped one of my clients reverse PCOS symptoms in 6 weeks, in my 6-week experience, my 6-week womb healing experience, that program. So we have to stop looking for like, what could we do? No, just get to the root cause of the problem and heal the issue. Get rid of the PCOS, period. Get rid of the PCOS, right? Instead of chasing your symptoms for the rest of your life. All right, so inflammation in the womb. Inflammation in the pelvic cavity can make conception more difficult. And if we have fibroids, then we have these issues. If we have hormonal imbalances, we have these issues, right? So it can also make pregnancy more difficult. It can make it can make it harder to carry a baby to full term, right? Because it's not just about getting pregnant. What about staying pregnant? That's another thing too. So age is not the issue. It's the toxic accumulation in your body, okay? That's important. So, for example, this is an example, right? Years of things like birth control, years of a poor diet, years of stress, toxic relationships, inflammation in the body, years of alcohol, right? Poor lifestyle habits, those things create chaos, eternal chaos in the body. They create chaos in the body. And a lot of times for some women, they go through maybe a decade of doing this in their 20s, their 30s, their body just starts, again, acting crazy. And developing fibroids and things like this. For some women, it waits till 40s, and then they'll call it perimenopause, and it's not perimenopause. It's your body is tired. It's gone through years of toxicity, years of toxic overload. It was showing you signs, little subtle signs. You took it as normal. From heavy bleeding to cramping, people will take that stuff. Your body's showing you signs and say, "Oh, it's normal." No, it's not normal, right? Maybe headaches, maybe your body will speak very softly at first, but then all of a sudden your symptoms will just go crazy. And that's what people call perimenopause. They've put a name on it, and because they want you to feel as though it's something that you have to go through, but it's not, right? Because again, so they can sell you these, what is it called? Hormone therapies that actually increase the risk of cancer. That's a whole other conversation, right? They make you think, Western medicine will make you think that there's something wrong with your body. They make women think that something's wrong with their body. Early on in your teenage years, in your 20s, if you have hormonal issues, they'll throw birth control down your throat. Then when you get to your 30s and 40s, then it's the hormone therapy, the hormone replacement therapy. They trained you in a way to think that your body is, like I said, defective. They've trained women to think that their bodies are defective, okay? So you have to, like I said, you have to understand that your body's not defective. Your body is perfectly made. It's us getting in the way of our own health, okay? So what is true fertility readiness? What does it look like when our bodies are ready to, conceive? That's a womb that's free of toxicity, inflammation, right? Fibroids. That's a womb that's polyps, adenomyosis, or whatever. That's a woman that's hormonally balanced. Also, that's a woman that's also free of energetic blockages as well. Because it's not just, I know I talk a lot of times about the physical issues, but also the energetic issues is very real. Right? There's a lot of energetic blockages when we talk about fibroids as well. If we have fibroids, we also have energetic blockages as well. Okay? A lot of our energetic blockages hide in the womb space. So if we have a lot of, like, for example, we're holding a lot of trauma in the body, we're holding that in the womb. Negative emotions that we haven't processed and gone and really worked through, that we're holding that in the body. And your body keeps score. As a matter of fact, there's some people that will say your body is like your subconscious minds. It has memory, okay? So a lot of us don't consider that and don't know that. And that's why a lot of people will just go through these things and they just put it in the back of their mind, right? And your brain will kind of try to do that to protect you, but not knowing that the body always keeps score. And that's a real thing, okay? So you want as somebody that's getting ready to wanting to have a child, you want your body to also be, your hormones to be in balance. Our hormones are not in balance if we have fibroids, if we have endometriosis. No. So get your hormones in balance, right? And don't think that you can temporarily manipulate your hormonal balance, like with these supplements. No, get them in balance indefinitely. Like, get your hormones in balance, get your body in balance. Don't try to do temporary quick tips and tricks. Like, no, get to the root of the issue, okay? Don't even think about things like birth control and things that's gonna get your hormones in balance, or fake, the hormone replacement therapy, which is not the same as, your body's intelligent, ladies. In case you don't know, it knows the difference between your natural hormones and these fake hormones, like these pills, these birth control pills, these hormone replacement therapies, the fertility treatments are feeding you. It knows the difference between fake hormones and your natural hormones, right? So stop accepting people pumping you with fake hormones. Like, that's just crazy to me. As hormonally sensitive as women are, right? Stop accepting that and actually get your body in a space where it's naturally, if your organs and glands are healed, our body's gonna naturally produce the right amount of each hormone. So you're not gonna need all of this fake stuff, right? So your body, in order to conceive, your body should feel safe, regulated, right? And also you should be more so, I say, when it comes to fertility, it's you being more so in your feminine energy, right? It's more so you being, fertility is also a frequency as well, right? It's a frequency as well. Because when women are at their healthiest, they're fertile, right? You know, when your skin's glowing, right? Your hormones are in balance. You know, you have a lot of times when we have the curves or whatever, whether you're skinny or bigger, it doesn't matter, right? When your hormones are in balance, right? Your stomach is flatter, right? When your hormones are in balance, like you have, you're more radiant, right? This is a fertile woman, right? This is a healthy woman as well. When you're dealing with hormonal balance. So if we're dealing with these hormonal issues, bleeding half to death on our period, dealing with a lot of lower belly pudge, or that's hardened due to fibroids or whatever, right? Dealing with all of this, like I said, if you're dealing with these hormonal imbalances, your body is not in a healthy state. You need to understand and know that. Get your hormones in balance. Do not force fertility, because with these pills and these fertility clinics, you're trying to force fertility. You're trying to force something that's natural, right? Prepare your womb for it. Prepare your body for it. I promise you, you'll get better results, a much better pregnancy, right? A healthier baby, right? I'm not saying miscarriages are going to go away 100%, but less chances of miscarrying if we get our bodies healthy. That's what they're not going to tell you. Okay? So it's important. It's important. It's not about your age. Stop thinking that your age is... And that's something too. A lot of people put spells on themselves. Stop thinking that your age is going to cause you to be infertile. It's not your age. There's women having their babies in 50s. Naturally, okay? If you're on TikTok, I know you know. Like, every day I'm seeing on my For You page somebody having a baby 50. Your body if your body is healthy, listen. Not saying that, I know some women don't want to have a baby in their 50s, and that's totally fine. But if your body is healthy, like, the sky's the limit. The sky's the limit, right? Women are very powerful. A lot of you guys don't realize your own power. A lot of you guys don't know and don't realize your own power. You allow society, you allow this toxic, patriarchal Western medical system to brainwash you, right? Back then, especially Black women knew their power. Especially women that's foreign, the Caribbeans and African countries, they knew their power. I don't know what the hell's going on now. You guys are so brainwashed. I don't know what the hell going on now. But you guys gotta get out of that. Y'all have to get it, because it's at your own detriment, and you're passing this horrible mindset along to your children, okay? You're a woman, your body's very powerful. Get your body healthy. That's what you can do. Stop, like I said, stop settling for poor health. Stop settling for, people pumping you with hormones. Hormones, your hormones affect your brain chemistry. Why would you allow, if you love yourself, you love your body, why would you allow somebody to pump you with fake hormones? Are you kidding me? Why would you allow somebody to take out your uterus. Okay? We gotta stop it. Wow, so educational. I'm happy that you guys are enjoying this live. It's important. When we talk about fertility and fibroids, it's about you conceiving with fibroids. Let's not focus on conception. Let's focus on getting our bodies healthy. And then for 3 to 6 powerful months, get your body in a healthy state, restore your hormonal balance, get that gut healthy, because we're passing this stuff along to the baby. Get the livers, because when we have fibroids, the liver is also overloaded. Get the lymphatic system healthy. Get your body at an optimum level of health so that those fibroids will start to shrink and dissolve. Excuse me, take about 3 to 6 months and doing that. Then you will, like I said, it'll be a lot easier for you to get pregnant. I guarantee you. I guarantee